And welcome once again to another edition of the Truth Hour. My name is Johnny Guzman. It's a pleasure to be here on this Monday, the 7th, 2012. Well, tonight's topic, karma and homosexuality. These two topics that perhaps may be, in this day and age, taboo to speak about. Why karma? Well, I personally don't believe in karma, but I do understand that we do come from other lives, and we have other lives prior to this one. But I don't buy the whole deal that we have to suffer because of what we did in our past actions, because we have the choice to correct anything that we did in another life or in this life, for that matter. You know, I'm sure I did some bad stuff when I was a teenager, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to do it now. So, in other words, because whatever I did back when I was a teenager, that doesn't mean that my karma today is to suffer. Of course not. And the other topic, homosexuality. What is going on with homosexuality? And for that, we have asked our good friend Santos Bonacci to come and join us tonight for another in-depth look at these two topics. Welcome, Santos.
Hi, Johnny.
Santos, let's start first with this topic of karma. I just mentioned that, personally, I don't buy the whole notion. I do understand there's cause and effect, right? I call it the boomerang effect. If you throw it, it's going to come back at you with force. If you throw something evil, bad, it's going to come back at you. But the whole notion of karma, for example, that the Hindus teach is that, well, you in your past life, you were a slave. Therefore, you'll always be a slave, and your karma, must be in the low castes. Or therefore you committed a crime in your last life and you have to pay. So in this lifetime, you're going to go to jail. So I don't buy that concept of karma. I'll tell you this. I was taking a course with Deepak Chopra in Carlsbad, California. This is back in 2005. And I had this question on my mind, and I wanted to ask him. So I finally was able to ask him. I says, Dr. Chopra, I says, I have a question. The Tibetan monks in the Tibet, there was so much knowledge, so much wealth. I mean, these guys could disappear. These guys could sleep next to a mountain and not shiver, because they would train for this special what do you call exercises called tahumo, that they couldn't feel any cold. They can focus and turn their brain on in compassion and love and neutralize energies. I mean, these guys could do a lot of things. Why weren't they able to predict or see that the Chinese were coming or do something about it? I don't know, put an energetic field around the Tibet and prevent the Chinese to invade. And his answer was, well, it was their karma. And it just didn't satisfy me, Santos. It was just sort of like, well, it's tough luck. This is what it is. It's just karma. They had to go through that experience. They had to suffer for whatever they did in their past lives. Now, I'm not criticizing Dr. Chopra. I think he's a fantastic man. He's done a lot of good, but was not satisfied with that answer. So I want to hear, Santos, what is your take on this topic of karma, Santos?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say that in the West, in the Western school of Kabbalah and Egyptian Hermeticism, which is the foundation of all the schools in Europe, the Druidic, the Christian, the Jewish, the Sufi traditions, all the traditions, all of them come from Hermes and Kabbalah. They have a very, very different view of karma.